I know people who'll be like, man, all you gotta do is like do some fan art to get your followers up, and something that's like, yeah, but I mean, that's not, to me, that's not like, that's not really making it, you know, like that's not really like I don't know, like that, like certain platforms, like they're still important to me.
Yeah.
But I use them as like networking and social tools, and less of like business tools, and that may not be the smartest way, because I see the business potential, but I don't know, man. Like for me, it's like I'm still kind of Stone Age with my approach, man. Like I'm still like, you know, I'll find somebody's like phone number or something, like, hit them up, or like, you know, like not even phone numbers, but like, you know, like somebody's email or something like that, somebody's contact info, and like, you know, just reach out to them that way and talk and have like a one-on-one thing, and you know, like network with like trying to network with behind the scenes versus like trying to attract a lot of attention to myself. And it's not that I don't want attention, it's just that personally, I feel like I still got a lot to learn and a lot of work to do before I even deserve it, you know? Yeah. So it's kind of like, it's one of those things that like, if it happens, I would like it to happen naturally. And that's because, you know, I'm producing work and I'm producing product that draws people to me, but not because I'm trying to draw people to me, you know? Like I'm actually just want to keep making stuff that I enjoy and stuff that I like to see, and keep writing and keep working on projects that feel good to me, and not do it to just attract people, because I mean, again, like I got a gang of work that like I haven't been showing, and I've been kind of like stockpiling and it's because, you know, like when I can get a chance where I can like have like a gallery show or something, or like put some pieces together, you know, like maybe that'll have its own like space versus like, again, trying to have like 100K followers, 200K followers online, you know, and it doesn't really mean, like I don't exactly know what it means, you know, like how can I say this? Like,
I mean, because really, like with all those followers, like if it's just like that's what some people do though. They just want, like, it looks good, like 100K, it looks good, like it looks like really, like I'm doing it big, you know, with your followers up, you know, but then that transpires to a lot of other people, and then a lot of other people look towards, like, they don't really look at the bigger, you know, the bigger picture of it, as far as like beyond the followers, beyond the likes, and beyond the, you know, like you said, doing stuff to bring attention to you, and then like, okay, then what? Then what? You know, it's just like, just putting attention towards yourself. Then what are you doing behind the scenes, like you said, like with talking to certain people, or like getting opportunities for yourself. But because like honestly, like if I didn't have to use Twitter or anything like that, or Instagram, like even Instagram, I hardly use that. I'm just now trying to, you know, whatever, get back into that. But like really, Twitter is like the only place I really use just to talk with like people that listen to my music. You know, like I get hit up and they, you know, message me and they let me know what they listen to. Or like one guy on there, Archangel from Twitter, he was telling me he still listens to the Blossom Dairy tape.
Yeah, I actually just listened to that today.
Yeah, he was telling. Yeah, I was like, he was telling me he still bumps that. He said he was bumping that like crazy, like for like going to like work or whatever, just like bumping it like since last year or whatever. And that amazed me still. And I was like, you know, being able to hear that from people, you know, just being able to communicate and talk to people like that, and get, you know, get what people are feeling, like, you know what I mean? I like interaction that way.
Did you put that on your sound on your Bandcamp page?
No, I actually didn't. I need to put it on the Bandcamp and Spotify. I need to put the Tastic Gear Dreams tape. The Brazil tape is on Bandcamp. It's on the $4 Bandcamp. But yeah, I need to put those tapes up there too. That's what I'm gonna start doing now too. Is like doing the Bandcamp, like just doing all that, you know, putting it up. It's just that sometimes I get lazy or whatever after, like, you know, like I promote the songs myself and then like upload them and do all that stuff, and then so I'm probably gonna look towards doing that too, putting those tapes up for people.
Now the reason I asked was because like I was wondering if you had like individual track breakdown, or did you just have like
Yeah,
the stream mix.
It's just a stream. Yeah, I'm gonna look towards doing that though, with like the separate like the songs. You know, I'm pretty sure people have their like certain songs of each tape.
But I like the mix a lot though. Like actually, it's like a real smooth. It's a real smooth mix. Like everything blends up well.
Yeah. My favorite mixes,
and the playlist is good.
Yeah. My favorite mixes I did was the Blossom Dairy one and the Girl from Brazil.
Yeah.
I also did a Tesla Your Dreams stream, but I didn't upload that. I just did specific tracks. But yeah, those are my favorite ones. Cause I don't know, those are my favorite ones for sure. And I got another stream, like a tape I'm dropping. Well, not a tape I'm dropping, but it's gonna drop through another platform or whatever called Effortless. They hit me up. Or I hit them up, but they let me know. They was like, you know, they like my stuff and they wanted me to put together a little tape of my beats. And I'm probably gonna put some like unreleased ones in there. But it's gonna be a stream. It's gonna be one big stream or whatever.
Okay.
A track. It's gonna be like some ones. It's gonna be tracks that like people have rapped over. You know, like that. Like I got hit up by someone. They asked if like, you know, he was like, yo, you got an instrumental for this? Because a lot of people like the instrumentals too. You know, when I have like rappers on my stuff. Yeah. So I look at towards doing that too. Like when I get rappers on my stuff, I feel like that helps me too, because then I can release the beats separately. You know, like how Alchemist does like the what is it? The rapper's
best friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does that. So I'm looking towards like doing that too in that way.
Yeah, I was like I was on your SoundCloud probably like 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, I saw you like some of the players.
Yeah. And so I was just letting it play. And some of the tracks that you have with S. Miller, like I had never heard the instrumentals before, and then like the instrumentals like ended up coming up later on in some of the as everything just kept playing on, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, all right, like I guess you just uploaded them, or I actually don't know if you uploaded them recently or or if they were already there and I just hadn't caught them yet.
Yeah, cause I used to like I would put the tracks up, just the instrumentals, and then people would hit me up like, yo, can I rap on that? Now I kind of like the people I work closest to, I give them the exclusive like beats, you know. Like I got about like 30, like looking at like my tracks now, I got about like over 30 like instrumentals that I haven't put out because I'm saving them for tapes, you know, or like they're beats that people rapped over for the collab tape that's like instrumentals by itself. So like I got a lot of tracks I haven't put out. It's just being strategic with it. So like when you just finished the cover for my the Layered Soul tape, like that'll be the bulk of a lot of tracks I haven't put out yet, and some tracks that like people rapped over as the instrumental itself. So it'll be tracks going on there. So I'm excited for that. And cause that cover is dope. I like that. You did 3 different versions, but they all look dope, man. That second one, I like the coloring on the it's like that color filter or whatever. I really like that with the outline of like the white outline. That was tight. That's tight.
Cool, man. Yeah, that's why I figured I'd just like give you a couple of different like things to play around with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I definitely like that one. All of them are dope. You did like a real dope job with that. That's why I never, you know, it came out. You finished when you were supposed to finish it, or like I don't know. I always think of it like things are finished on time. You know, like
yeah.
I'm never like
I'm glad I got it done, man, because I still actually like, you know, like I like contributing to like to the beats that you you know, to the joints you're trying to put out, and you know it feels good to like, I don't know, man. It feels good to like hear the beats and then just look at the cover, you know, and just be like, I had something to do with that, like.
Yeah, man. It helps out so much though with the seeing the visual. As far as the cover, like it does so much to like. That's another important factor. That's why I have a hard time choosing covers for my tracks, like tracks that, you know, I'm putting out, and I'm picking a cover or whatever that either you or Gaspacho, like, y'all don't do it for me, but like I pick a cover and I'm like, that's like another obstacle, because I'm like, dang, I want something that's like, I don't know, it's important to me, that whole aspect of like the cover and the song. It matters in a way to me, like, you know. So But yeah, man, and I want to ask, did you hear like that Eminem's Walk on Water song? I know it's like a change of topic, but have you heard that?
Nah.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't think I heard it yet.
Did you know?
You know what? What is it? I don't know. Tell me about it.
It was the one with like Beyonce.
Nah. Oh, you know what? I think I heard. Did he release a new album?
He's released. It was supposed to drop the 20 something of this month, but I guess they pushed it back.
Okay. Now I saw that he had a new album coming out or something, and I heard a song with him on it, and it might have been it. But
it was it was like it wasn't anything big. Like it was like a simple
like a pop song or something.
It's like a simple piano beat, and it was like him like almost like he was talking. He wasn't even like rapping in Eminem form.
Oh, okay. No, maybe talking. I haven't heard that one. Then.
Yeah, that's the one that like came out, and it was like a big thing. Not a big thing on that, but like a lot of people were like now it's interesting because like it's funny getting into the debates because that song like getting into the topic of like music that has a message, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Music that has a message isn't always like the best thing ever. Like, cause you know when that something like that comes out, like the beat could be like, cause the beat wasn't anything. I don't know. It just wasn't sonically like good to me, you know. But a lot of people be like, that was man. Eminem poured his heart out, and he was like, it's just like I don't know. It's just when I see that, it's like Jesus, man. Like, can we just like separate? Like, can we know that it's not like? Can we just be real? You know what I mean? Like, it's not sonically. It's not like anything I'm gonna put on and like just kind of revisit. Like, let me listen to this again. You know, like his lyrics were there.
But some people were like emotional listeners though, man. Like some people really like. I mean, like when they like. They care more about the way they feel when they hear a song.
Yeah.
Than what the song itself is actually like. And it's weird to say, but like what the song is actually like doing for them. Like
yeah.
Because, I mean, for me, like, and again, like how can I separate those two things? Like, let me see. Like, all right, like. A song could like you could have an emotional response to it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like, it's hard to say, man. You can have an emotional response to a song, but for me, I do separate. But it depends on the kind of music I'm listening to too. You know, like
yeah.
But I'm not gonna front, like just because I have a certain response to the song doesn't mean that it's good music. Like I can separate that, you know. Like I listen to certain stuff, man, and it's like, you know, like really high pitched screaming and like you know, like and the pitches are all across the board, you know, and it's just like, okay, like I like this. Doesn't mean it's good music, and I know my emotional response to it, and I just accept that it is what it is. But you know, but somebody else is like, man, what's this mess you listening to? You know, and it's just like, yeah, I know it's kind of crappy.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It's not like good. It's not pleasing. You know.
Yeah,
it's not pleasing, but.
Yeah, my whole thing was just like, because people would say like, oh, you don't like this because he's not rapping about killing his mom or like his wife. You know how Eminem used to be like, and my response to that is like, it doesn't need to be that. You know, like he doesn't need to like be 2002 Eminem or you know, Marshall Mathers. He doesn't have to go back to that. You know, like it's interesting because it's like when an artist gets a certain age, you know, like how do they like? Because he's at a point where he doesn't have to like. He's set. Like he's like financially, of course, but like he's set. Like what is there to talk about? You know, as an artist.
Yeah.
It's so different from being a producer. Like I wouldn't know because it's like as a writer, like and doing music. You know, it's like, how do you, like, I mean, Jay-Z did it with 444. Then that's not my favorite project. I'm gonna be honest. Like, it had the message was there. Again, the message was there. Is it something that I listen to like, throw on? Like, let me listen to this. Like, you know what I mean? Not even to give me hype, but just to listen to it. Like, I listen to songs that aren't, like, hype songs, but, like, I like listening to it because it gives me, like, a perspective on something. Like, I can be like, I really like the lyrics, and the song itself is really like moving me. You know what I mean? It motivates me to want to create or whatever. But like, it was interesting because like people will say like, oh, you just want him to go back to this or that or whatever. But it's like I've heard like that way of making music as far as like having a message and stuff like that, and like I've heard it done better. And it's interesting. It's just weird because I when I think about like how when you get that age, you know, how do you kind of like keep up with it as far as like not having to go back to your old younger self, but like be able to evolve. How do you evolve? You know?
Yeah.
Evolve.
So, well, I'll say this, like, and this is an opinion that's probably like that's not shared often with people. Some people just need to retire, man. Like
that's a question too. I was watching. I don't want to cut you off, but like I was watching Dead in Hip Hop. Do you know that? Mm-hmm. They had Dead in Hip Hop.
No, I've never heard of that.
They're like I'll link you, but they do they're pretty funny. They do like it's mostly like 4 or 5 guys where they do like reviews on music and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. They all have different takes on it, but like they had a discussion where they were like talking about when an artist should like whether an artist should burn out, whether an artist should burn out, or whether they should just like they should call it quit. They know when to like step away, you know. Mm-hmm. And like a good example was Mike Seatown from Dead in Hip Hop. One of his favorite artists is LP. Yeah. And that was for an example for LP has been around for years, but he kind of had a resurgence with Run the Jewels, you know. Yeah, like that really kind of brought him back into the light a lot. So it's kind of like when the artist should like stop, or should they just like burn out and kind of like fade into oblivion somewhere? But like,
no, I'm all for that, man. Like, I strongly agree. Like, some artists just need to fall off, and like, and just call it quits. And it's like, but it's hard to like. It is a thin line to be able to make that call for somebody.
Yeah.
Or for them to even realize that for themselves, because like in his own rights, Eminem's still nice,
Yeah, Eminem's
so
yeah.
But like the music industry, hip hop is a strange one, man, because it's like, how can I, man? It's like it's funny because I can talk about this a lot, actually. I'm trying to make key points here. Mm-hmm. Hip hop is still kind of young.
Yeah.
And the life cycle of like an MC, we haven't really seen like the potential of. Well, I mean, we've seen it now, but we're just seeing the potential of like the life cycle of an MC and his relevance through somebody like Jay-Z, or people like M. M hasn't been out as long as Jay-Z, but so when you see that, right? I mean, and you see nice MCs like that died too young. Pun, Big L. I'll just say Biggie and Pac.
Yeah.
So you see these people, right? And it's like they get a lot of respect just off the memory of them alone. Mm-hmm. We don't actually know that they would still be relevant in the music industry if they were alive. Mm-hmm. We don't know that like they would have 8 albums under their belts, and we don't know that this sound will still be accepted.
Yeah.
I mean, a big part of why they've been accepted as greatest of all time is because they were kind of martyrs in a sense, So like they died, and it gave hip hop a different view, because artists before them, they were falling off, Mm-hmm. Like when they weren't hot anymore, they would just drop off, I mean, and names like KRS-One, he wasn't like on the airways anymore. Mm-hmm. Rakim, Cool G Rap. I mean, and some of these people still making music, like Cool G Rap still makes good music to me. Mm-hmm. The last things that I heard from Rakim, like I dug a lot. I still like some KRS, Mm-hmm. And like, I mean, artists like
De La Soul still
I actually like, I have it, but I got their last album, but I actually hadn't listened to it.
Yeah, and Tribe Called Quest.
And a part of that is because Yeah, I listened to the last Tribe, and it was actually pretty good. You know, like I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
And it's for me, it's like there's a certain energy and certain vibes that like personally as me as a listener that I depend on receiving from my hip hop. You know, and if I'm not feeling that anymore, you know, if somebody drop an album or two and I'm not feeling that anymore, or if I'm just not feeling it in the majority of an album of their last release that I listened to.
Yeah,
I can kind of let it go, you know, and kind of be like, all right, like they just don't have it. They don't have the fire in them anymore.
Yeah.
And I get, and to me, it's like, I've seen that happen so much that's kind of like, okay, I just accept it as like, no MC is going to stay relevant forever. And this, again, you know, people that I like, even people that I like just aren't going to always have it, you know, like,
yeah.
Rasketch dropped a couple of joints that I wasn't feeling. And he's actually released some stuff afterwards that I liked a lot, you know?
Yeah.
It's funny how it works. People reinventing themselves and like and finding like new wind, you know? I mean, even LP, like,
yeah.
I mean, and I've liked, upon first listens, like I've almost never liked anything he's dropped. And even with some of the Run the Jewel stuff, as much as I've enjoyed it,
yeah,
like there was a lot of stuff that the first time I heard it, I was like, yeah, I don't know about this one, you know? And then I would give it like a second listen, and it's like, okay, like it's actually good. And the funny thing about their albums is I think that every new album they drop is better than the last one. So I think that like in order of like from best to worst is part 3 all the way down to 1. Yeah. If I had to place them in an order, you know? And I mean, that's really tough to do. I haven't heard the new Eminem song yet, but I stopped checking for M a long time ago. Like,
yeah,
he just wasn't doing it for me after a while. Like a certain rawness that he had just wasn't there, and it might not even be him. It could be me as a listener growing up in different ways, you know? Like, I take long breaks from hip hop, man, because it can be exhausting. You know, I'll take long breaks from like new music, from new hip hop. I'll listen to my older stuff, the stuff that actually like, you know, just revisiting it, see if I can still get good vibes from it or not. You know, seeing if I'm hearing things in it that I didn't hear before. You know, I'll come back and check out new stuff and check out new artists, check out artists that I don't really like, see if I can get something out of their music, you know? Like, I listen to, you know, I've listened to Lil Uzi Vert, I've listened to some 21 Savage, I listen to, you know, I've tried to listen to like Wiz Khalifa stuff. You know, it's just like new names. I'm Kodak Black. You know, I like give like some of the more popular names,
Cardi B.
Especially.
Listen to Cardi B.
I mean, I've heard just that I've heard her song. You can't not hear her song. And you know, I mean, for what it's worth, like based on whatever certain environments and I'm in, it plays a good part. You know, like if I'm out having a drink or something like that, and they play Cardi B, like, you know, and it's cranking through the speakers, like it's a raw track, you know, like you can't even deny that, man. Like you get everybody get hyped, the energy rises up, like that's cool. I probably wouldn't want to hear certain music while I'm out having a drink, chilling, you know. I mean, certain stuff is nostalgic, so it's kind of like if I'm out chilling, having a drink, and I'm out talking to you, and they play like Cannibal Ox, that's cool. You know, like we can chill, have a drink, listen to Cannibal Ox, smoke hookah or something, and chill out. We having a seat, you know. But I'm trying to get hype and trying to have like, you know, I kind of do want to hear something young and contemporary, you know, and it doesn't have to have substance at all. Like it just makes me feel a certain way.
I think like from my point of view of it, like I agree with that. Like, you know, like because I listen to a lot of like, you know, like Playboy Cardi, like the, you know, Magnolia or whatever. Or like I put it on, like I'll put it on just to be like if I'm going to like a marathon of music, like I just throw on like a bunch of stuff. I'll listen to that. I'll listen to like mad different stuff. You know, I think I separate it in like in the way of like because a lot of people be like, oh, you an old head, or like, you know, like they'll go towards that. Like if you don't mess with like you don't understand, like, you know what I mean. I'm like young, you know what I mean. It's not even like something of like, oh, I just love 90s. Like it's not even that. Like I separate it and like I know, like I
90s so much.
Like it's the golden era. Like I don't know, like because musically like 80s 80s music is probably like one of my favorite eras, as far as like aside from rap and stuff like that, like pop music. Like I love 80s, man. Like 80s is like that cheesy, like it's some of my favorite music, honestly. Like from like even from Grand Theft Auto Vice City, like that was like my
like 80s pop, yeah.
Like a lot of stuff.
I mean,
like
it's good, man. It's good, man. Like
even like, but even like newer artists that are like recreating that sound. Like I love that, like, you know, like just that sound of how it is. Like I was listening to like Lil Gender, Youth Blood.
Who is it?
Youth Blood. No, Youth Blood. Youth Blood.
Yeah.
I listen to the original though. I listen to like I actually like the original too, for the slower tempo of it or whatever. Cause but you know, like but back to the point, like I think I separate things as far as like it's artists that like I look towards for inspiration that I take seriously, you know, like it's artists that I take seriously, and then there's artists like that I know that like I don't really go to them for like you know, to really be inspired like that, you know. Like it's artists like even like I give chances to, like Kanye, like even though even if it's recent projects I haven't been like messing with as hard like that, but like he's put out what he's put out before, like I got so much trust in that like he gets that, you know, whatever. Like even Kid Cudi, like his last album was better than one of the other ones he dropped, but like he, you know, he's someone that like if he has a new project out, I'm gonna give it a listen, you know. Like he's someone that like I want to see what he does, because I have like faith in that he could pull through in some way, you know. Lupe, it's certain artists I look towards, I'm like I take serious in that manner, you know what I mean? Like Cardi B, like I'm not listening to a Cardi B project. I'll listen to it'll be like a banger or something like that, but I don't think I'm gonna sit through a whole like project. Kodak Black, I can't sit through a whole project.
You know what? If you and he actually had like Kodak Black actually had some official tracks on his album, man. Like I was surprised, you know, because to me he was like I mean of the short bus new schoolers, you know what I'm saying? I felt like he was in the back of the bus, but like his stuff, he actually had some tracks worth listening to, man. Like and you know, like I guess sometimes you just kind of get into like DJ mode where you're just trying to like figure out discovery and just trying to like you know, just like, because again, like sometimes I'm depending on what I'm doing, I just like to have like a nice playlist going on, and sometimes it's like, yo, like if I can get 4 or 5 songs out of this one CD, like out of 20 tracks, like I don't really like the artist, but if they can surprise me with 3 to 5 songs, it's good, you know. I can come back to it, listen to it later, and sometimes you listen to it later and realize, oh, this person actually had 8 good songs, you know, like but you would never know, and that's just the part of being like a music lover, like it's when you it's like you treat music like a relationship, man. Like it's not always going to be easy, you're not always going to enjoy the face of the music you listening to, but if you love it, you know, like you're gonna give it a chance. You might give it a second chance, you might give it a third chance, you know, and you come back to it again. Like it lets you down, artists let you down all the time, they break your heart with a whack album, you know what I'm saying? Like you meet new artists and you like, okay, like I'm kind of feeling it, you know. People surprise you, they actually come out with something nice even though you thought they were whack the whole time, you know what I'm saying? It's like it is like, you know, it is like a relationship. It's funny, man, but I think a lot of times people don't really love music. Like you can say I think people like music. People like it. Like
that's another thing too.
They like the way it makes them feel, you know. But I don't think they really love.
Yeah, I think, and that's
when you love it, man. Like you stick through it, you know. Like you really like stick it out.
Yeah, I think that's the thing too. That I think that's the disconnect with a lot of stuff too. Is that like, cause I like you know, like as far as my experience, like music is like, that's like what I've been into. Like I've been into it, you know what I mean? As far as when I play the trumpet, and before I just listened to it, but like music is like, that's like my life, you know what I mean? At this point, really, like, and it's like when I see, I guess you have people that don't, that it's not that to them. That's not, but it does not have to be, you know. But you can, it's that's the difference with some people, you know, like how music is, and like really like. Well,
for some people, it's like how they've been raised up into it as well. Like you got to listen to different types of music from your dad, then you got to listen to all different types of music from me too, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm sure your mom was listening to a bunch of different types of music as well.
Yeah.
You had Alexis, like, she was, you know, listening to, like, totally different stuff. You got a lot of exposure. So you actually had a chance to, like, to see different faces of it and really, like, absorb it in different ways. Some people don't get that. And a lot of times if they only get what's, like, popular, they only get the big names, and they don't even have a desire to start looking for other things, which is always weird to me. It's like, how can you know that there's so many different types of music out here, and you're not even interested in, like, trying to figure out what's rock and roll, what's this weird electronic stuff that people keep listening to, what's this or what's that, you know? And, like, for me, early on when I was young, it was daunting because I was like, yo, like, there's so many different types, so many different genres of music, so many different, like, artists in each genre of music, and it just made me sad that I knew that I wouldn't be able to listen to all of it. And as a matter of fact, I'm probably always going to miss. I'm just always not. I'm not going to be able to connect to everything. You know, like I'm not going to be able to like sit. Like I can spend a month listening to classical music, and while I'm doing that, there can be like hundreds of new releases in hip hop, hundreds of new releases in electronica, you know, new releases in rock, and it's like, and I'm just listening to classical music that I've never heard before, that was around before my parents were born, you know? And it's just like, it's just so much going on, and it's again, it can be a lot, you know? I mean, I do well when I pace myself. Sometimes I just, like, I've been binging on like one artist lately in one genre. I've been listening to a lot of synthwave stuff, which is like, synthwave is like, you know, it's like the
synthwave.
Synthwave. S-Y-N.
Oh, I thought it was synthwave. I was like, oh.
No, synthwave is like, so you know, like the synthesizer sound that you hear when you listen to, like, when you're watching like a horror movie or something like that, or like old 80s movies like Miami Vice.
Yeah.
That's like a lot of synth. That's the original, like, synth era back then. Tight. And you know, people still making that kind of music. So I've been listening to a lot of that, and it's been like, man, it's been like refreshing, you know? It's refreshing to hear, like, that sound, but, like, maybe a little more refined, or, like, you know, something that's kind of, like, stands up to today's day, you know? Real spacey, real, like, deep, you know? Sometimes they have, like, vocal tracks in there with people singing. So, you know, those combinations go very well together. And it's just, like, you know, I've just been cranking out like crazy, man. And then I've been bouncing between that and, like, actually very loop-based hip-hop stuff. The God Fahim. I don't know if you heard of him or not.
Oh, is that? But isn't that the same? Isn't the God Fahim?
Yeah. You have heard of him.
Isn't he the same? But isn't that the same person? Hami.
Mark Hami.
Yeah, Mac Hami. Isn't that the same person?
No, they're two different people.
Oh, I thought that was the same person for some reason.
No, they've done like a couple of projects together. They've done a couple of projects together. But I've been going back and forth between that, like West Side Gun stuff.
Oh yeah. He got a joint coming out with MF Doom.
Well, it already came out. It's like an EP. He just like did 2 songs, but then they got like the instrumentals and acapella.
Oh, okay. I heard one track with them together. I was like,
West Side Doom. Yeah, it's pretty. It's a fun little listen, you know. Yeah, I've been, you know, and it's funny because the loop stuff that I listen to. The Mark Hami stuff, that's the closest sound. Some of the tracks that he has, that's the closest sound to things that I've heard from you. Like I don't think I've heard many things that sounds like something you could have made, except for like a few. And it's only a select few tracks too, you know. But it's kind of like, dang, it's just like,
Mark Hami,
you know,
tight. Yeah. I like that one song. I had to watch my front. Nobody had my front. I had to watch my back. Nobody had my back.
Yeah.
Had to watch my sides too. Yeah,
that. Had to watch my sides too.
Yo, I was mad. He had a joint with Knowledge, and it's called
The Spook.
Yeah, he took it off of like all streaming platforms. Like I looked it up. Like I even went to his Bandcamp. Like now, like just to see if it was for sale or anything like that. That joint is like $700.
Yo, I don't know what's up with that, man. Like,
did you see that? Like he's selling his stuff for like
him and Fahim, the God Fahim.
Yeah,
both of them, like, yo, they just went ridiculous out of nowhere, man. It's like, it's funny to see, but it's like, it's actually not funny at the same time.
I didn't think it was real.
They released an album and it's cost like $101.
Yeah, I was like, what? Yeah, but shoot. I mean, it's their art, so they can, you know what I mean. But I just never seen that.
You know what? I'm not. Yeah. I can't even be mad at them about that. You know, because honestly, I'm going like whenever I put something out there for sale, like I'm gonna when it's my original art for me, you know, it's not, the price tag isn't going to be fair. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to be like nice, but at the same time, like, I don't know, it's tough. Yeah, no, I get it. I get it. You know what I'm saying? But it's music, man. Music, it's like music is like a different thing for me. You know, like, I mean, they pulling that Wu-Tang. They put the Wu-Tang platinum album.
Oh yeah.
Released on
Wu-Tang
stuff. But yeah, both of them do that, man. Like, but I can hook you up though, man. Like, I got you.
Cause I was looking for it. I was like, yo, cause it was on YouTube at one point. I was listening to it. It was a track on there I really liked, and I was like, I would like sing it, or whatever. And I was looking at it one day because I was drawing or something like that, and it was like wasn't on there. I was like, yo, am I tripping? And I went to SoundCloud, wasn't on there. They got pulled from there. And I went to his Bandcamp, and that joint was like 7. It was like some crazy number. I was like, yo. But then it wasn't even like a buy button on there. So, and you can't preview it. You can't even preview the song.
Yeah. He released like, he took away the previews, so you can't preview the songs. Like,
I mean,
you just gotta buy it.
Yeah, yeah, you just got like pay for that joint. I mean, shoot, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if somebody already paid for it or not, but you know, I mean, bless them.
But y'all, like, Westside Gunn had a let me check on eBay, man. Like, he had a vinyl on eBay one time that cost like a ridiculous amount of money.
Vinyl
was like his first.
Oh, okay.
It's his first mixtape, but like his mixtape cost like a G, like.
Oh dang.
Or more. I think it may have been more. I think it may have been like 4 stacks, y'all. Let me see.
That's crazy. 4 stack. That's crazy. I mean. It's vinyl too, but like, dang, man, that's a pretty, like, you know, like, you gotta be like a huge, like, that's rent money, like, that's
that MF doing the Westside Gunn.
Yeah,
they have a rare sold out yellow release of it. Cost $400.
Or vinyl.
Yeah,
dang.
He got it's an autograph of Fly God and Hitler Wears Hermes 4, but you can buy those on eBay for $800.
Dang.
Wow. This is like a catalog of his stuff. $1,800.
Dang.
Like Westside Gunn. Yeah, like Reject on Steroids on vinyl costs $299.95.
Dang.
Wow. Here's another one of the MF Doom joints with him. Westside is $499.95.
Dang. I mean, I guess
but somebody else selling it for $210. I mean, like, again, like, I say this, like, if you release vinyl, like, I really want your vinyl to be like overpriced like that.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, I was like, I mean, I can't really blame them because if I'm like doing like my music as like my instrumentals at that, like, I would sell it for like. That's why I don't really sell my, like, if I'm gonna sell it, it's gonna be for price. It ain't gonna be no, like you said, it ain't gonna be pretty. It's not gonna be nothing. It's like, oh, 30. No, it's gonna be yeah, like, you know, it's gonna be a pretty
and people pay for it, man.
I mean, yeah, like,
people pay for it.
Yeah, I mean, I feel that strongly about if you feel that strongly about your stuff, like, you're going to, you know, if you believe in it that much, you know, or if you know what I mean, like, if it means that much, you're going to, I guess, like, want to charge that much. But, you know, I just hadn't seen that in such a while, like, seen, like, because I've seen prices on, like, you know, for certain stuff, but I hadn't seen that type of price for, like, Mac Homie. So that was kind of surprising, like, oh snap, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
that reminded me.
Most people when they, I don't know, like, early release stuff doesn't, like, it's not like that. But, you know, again, like, they're probably making sales, and I think they do well because, like, especially with overseas, like, they yeah. Yes, please. My fault. Yeah, like some of the, I think they just do well enough overseas where it's kind of like they can just do whatever they want.
Oh yeah, you know? Overseas,
and people were buying it. Like, I'm pretty sure it's circulating around and like and doing I'm pretty sure it's doing well. I'm not sure how much it's doing for their own personal pockets. You know, like like if somebody's selling a vinyl for 400 on eBay, like I don't think it definitely like puts a lot of hype behind them. And you know, they all just Westside and Conway got signed to Shady Records. So
yeah, I seen that. It was funny. Yeah, you gotta listen to that new Eminem song, because like I was in a chat. I'm in a chat group or whatever. With my dude Bud. He added me in there, but they be talking about like, you know, hip hop stuff. But like it was funny because like that new Eminem, if you hear that new Eminem song, like they was saying it was funny that like Conway or Westside, one of them was like, they said something about the song, but it didn't seem like them. Like it's not something that they would like really be like pushing, but they are under Eminem, so they have to be like, you know what I mean?
Oh, they gotta
like,
promote,
yeah. So it's just funny seeing that, but like, you know, that was pretty funny. But that whole situation, like, I don't know why that Bandcamp thing reminded me of like when Blue he had worked with Madlib, and they were like unmixed songs, and he was selling them behind Madlib's back on Bandcamp or something like that. Like he and like he did something. You know how Blue be, man. Blue be wildin', but like it was, I don't know why it reminded me of that whole situation. Like when Blue like selling the music like on Bandcamp, and like he and like it wasn't like a done deal with Madlib. Like he was kind of just like using beats from Madlib or whatever. But yeah, man, like
what was I about to say, man? Blue just released something with what's his name? He just released something with
Exile.
With Exile, yeah.
Oh, was it Below the Heavens too?
No.
Oh, okay.
Hold on, let me check real quick. I can pull it up on my computer. I have it, but I just haven't listened to it yet. Like I just haven't been in the mood for like for that. But
yeah, Blue does like Blue and Exile, they do good work together. They have good chemistry.
In the beginning, before the Heavens.
Oh yeah, that's what it was called. Yeah, they have good chemistry. Like,
something other random too. I was like on a serious music hunt. I ended up getting a bunch of stuff that I actually like didn't rock with. I gotta like maybe take it off my computer. I haven't listened to the Big Crit yet. I know people love Big Crit, man. Like,
oh yeah,
Big Crit is like the second coming for like people. I don't know. Probably like your generation people, honestly. Like people from like your batch. Like, I enjoy his first album a lot. You know, it was like a breath of fresh air from the South, especially with his sound. You know, he definitely had like an Outkast sound. But like, and I actually don't have anything bad to say to him. You know, it's just kind of like, I'm about to put her to sleep. But I mean, I think it just wasn't not just for me, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I feel because Big Crit, he's dope. Like he makes his own beats too that he raps over. Like I know all that about him. I'm not really into him like that. I haven't listened to his new project, but I've heard a lot about it. I just haven't gotten around to listening to it really like that. But yeah, I don't have anything bad to say about it either. It's just I'm not personally either really like crazy about his stuff. But I know he's real, like as far as coming out the South, like he's definitely someone I would like bring up as like, you know, from the South that's like doing this thing as far as like a lyricist, and you know, though I'm not like so crazy about him, but I respect what he's doing, you know.
Right. So
I
got some music that this was a lot easier when we were closer together, because I could just play music while we would do stuff, you know, like we were like in the car, or like we were playing video games. I could just like play music to you, introduce new stuff to you. And then sometimes I feel like it's hard to like be like, yo, I'll pass you this album, and then like, you know, you gotta sit and listen to it, but maybe you're just not in the mood for it, or maybe you want to make music instead of listening to music. So then sometimes it just like won't happen. But I do have some stuff I want to like pass to you at some point. Like,
yeah, for sure.
I actually went back and I had this song that I wanted you to sample for me and like and make something for, but Madlib already did it.
Oh, you did? What was it? It was like some.
Hold on, it's from the Death Wish 2 album.
Oh, okay, yeah, those have like some. Dang, I always forget like movie soundtracks like that, because I love like I was sampled from that. Like I was sampled from Rosemary's Baby. Like my dude Bud hit me up with a sample from that movie. They have some good production from there. Like, but yeah, I forget about those movie soundtracks like that. They got some dope like what's it called? Maniac Cop. I don't know if that has any good, but like
yeah, it does, man.
Okay.
That's actually a very very hard to find soundtrack. Actually, why you bring that up? I might like try to give that another crack.
Maniac Cop. Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to find the whole Maniac Cop set,
Yeah.
but this guy named I never even heard of this producer before. His name was Jimmy Page.
Jimmy Page.
And he did this song called The Chase. He did the whole soundtrack, but the song called The Chase from Death Wish 2.
Oh, okay. Dang.
I want you to hear this, man. Like, actually, I'm just gonna email it to you.
Yeah, do that. And I can like listen to it like that.
Because I think you'll know the Madlib track. But I think that you could do something different with this though. And I don't even know why I wanted you to. I had a reason why I wanted you to do that. And
yeah, but I
don't even know why I wanted to be anymore.
But I like that challenge though. Like I've sampled like things that Madlib and Doom have sampled, but I flipped it differently. Like the yeah, I've done joints that like Madlib has like touched on, but I've did it in a different way. It's fun. I like doing that. Like it's like because you can, you can have a different idea for it, and come up with something real dope. So that you can send it to me, and I'm gonna check it out and like just listen to it. Like whether it be like a loop, whether I like loop it something crazy or chop it something crazy or like put like an interlude or something. Like I like messing around with stuff like that and just kind of like experimenting in that way, trying different techniques. So
okay, yeah, I'll be interested in seeing what you come out with. It's good, man. It's a good song. Like I actually need to like go back and listen to this whole album again.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna play like after we get off this podcast. I'm gonna play a track for you, so you can hear. You probably could hear it through here since I got it set up. But I got the sound. It's gonna play through the computer so you can hear. I think clearly, but yeah, definitely send that to me and I can listen to it. And stuff. I've been listening to a lot of different like Russian stuff. I've been listening to like a Russian singer, the Russian singers, and like folk stuff, like all types of different stuff. It's because so much like it's like, and I listen to the albums though. I don't listen to like the singles per se anymore. I never do that anymore. Like I used to do in the beginning when I was making music. Now I listen to like the whole album. Like I've mentioned before a lot of times, but like you find those like sections, man. It's like it's like that the whole album could be like pop and it's like a one section, like one part of the song, and it's like it just goes into like this different